You are probably interested in knowing if the springs are better than air suspension, how they work, what types exist, and of course I'm going to tell you. But first let me tell you a little bit about its history. The first suspension systems appeared at the time of the wagons, pulled by horses, where leather straps or rudimentary springs were worn to cushion jumps on cobblestone roads. With the arrival of the automobile, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, steel leaf springs were introduced, known as crossbows, as the basis for the suspension. These consisted of several metal plates, stacked to provide elasticity. Although comfort was limited, crossbows were for decades the standard solution, especially in heavy vehicles, inherited from carriages because of their robustness. In 1926, innovation knocked on the door of the trucking world. Henderson introduced the first suspension. Truck equipment, a mobile lookout design with 2 axles. On a tilting lookout, this configuration improved traction and significantly reduced the effects of bumps, marking an event in the evolution of heavy load suspension. By the middle of the 20th century, another revolution would emerge. Pneumatic suspension? But that's another topic we've already talked about. You are interested in knowing more. I leave it up here, but how does a suspension spring work? And why it is vital? The main mission of suspension springs is to absorb tears from the road and keep the wheels glued to the ground, even on potholes or curves in a truck. The spring, in this case made of steel, is located between the shaft and the chassis, supporting the weight of the vehicle. When the wheel passes through a pothole, the spring is compressed to cushion the impact, and then expands, avoiding excessive rebounds. This process not only provides driver comfort in smoothing the journey, but maintains the stability and control of the truck. A wheel that remains in contact with the ground ensures the ability to brake and steer effectively. In terms of security, suspension springs are critical to avoid balancing, dangerous, and loss of control. For example, to take a curve with a loaded truck, suspension opposes excessive tilt of the bodywork. Balancing effect, select the flattest and most stable vehicle. Likewise, when braking abruptly, good suspension reduces pitching, that the truck crashes head-on, increasing the load more uniformly. All of this is part of the so-called security triangle. Brake and tire suspension, working together to keep the truck under control. A suspension in poor condition can extend the braking distance, irregular wear of mirrors, and make the truck to or tilt dangerously. In summary, without efficient suspension springs, a truck would be unstable, unsafe, and its components would suffer mechanical damage. Over time, have been developed various types of systems. Truck suspension elastics, each has its own advantages and disadvantages, adapting to different applications. In general terms, we can divide them into mechanical suspensions, using steel springs in different shapes, and air suspensions, use air instead of metal springs. Let's go the crossbows. Are springs formed by several superimposed steel sheets in arch shapes, joined by a central bolt and clamps. This classic design was for a long time the favorite heavy trucker, and even today they are still used widely in cargo and work vehicles. When the truck carries weight, leaves flex, sharing the effort by alleviating the burden. The leaves return to their original curved shape, acting as a sturdy metal spring. Crossbows are renowned for their impressive capacity to withstand extreme loads and their proven durability. Heavy cargo trucks, a well-maintained crossbow system, can operate smoothly for decades, are especially suitable for vehicles operating in demanding conditions, as in construction, mining, or routes, where the weight and poor condition of the road test any system. Suspension. Its simple and robust design allows for the use of unnecessarily intensive of mechanical complexities, which makes it a reliable option in environments rudos. However, its main strength also implies certain commitments. Considerable weight of the crossbows increases the mass, not suspended from the vehicle, which may have a negative impact. Fuel consumption. In some cases, up to 15% in addition. Its structural rigidity causes it to transmit more vibrations to the cab, reducing comfort compared to more advanced suspension systems. In terms of maintenance, although it is not complex, it is essential. It is necessary to review periodically sheets and support points, because over time, cracks or loss of elasticity may occur. In parallel, the rigid shaft suspension represents the configuration. Attention in heavy vehicles. Share, like, comment, follow for more.